How you doing, Dr. Ulysses Jackson? And welcome back to another Mental Health Monday. This week, we're in the week of Thanksgiving. So what I want to discuss today is about seasonal depression. And as a disclaimer, I'd like you to know and understand that this is for a discussion and informational use only. Please do not take this as anything clinical or clinical in nature. If you need some other advice, seek out a professional as far as on your insurance card, your healthcare provider, and your primary care doctor for depressive issues. But in this discussion, we're talking about seasonal depression and some things you could do to cope with it, especially around the holidays. So the overview is, what is the reality of the world that you live in today? As far as we know it's Monday, Mental Health Monday, and Thursday's Thanksgiving. So if you live in a shelter, or you live in a big house, or you're on the road traveling, or you used to travel, this is your worldview. This is the things that you used to do. Some of us today, we're not doing that anymore, or we're not doing that today, which leads to saying to ourselves, okay, what's this Thanksgiving going to mean to me? What's my view on that? And sometimes we could go into a depression around these times of year. Seasonal depression really hits home around the holidays. Right after Halloween, we have Thanksgiving, 30 days later. Then we have Christmas, 30 days later. So 7 days after Christmas, we have the New Year. And if you want to keep pushing it, then we have Valentine's Day. So from November, December, and January, for most people, and these are also the colder seasons, in the New York area, which it could become seasonal depression. Even if you live on the other coast, if you're used to being with family and friends and they're no longer around, this could lead to that seasonal depression. So how do you spend your Thanksgiving, your holiday seasons, and with who? If I can remember back, I had a pretty big family, and from some loved ones not being here today, I'm reminiscing about how big Thanksgiving used to be. It was times where it was all my brothers and sisters and my mother and father. Everybody was home. It was a joyous occasion. Fast forward years later, some of my loved ones aren't here with me no more. So how do I spend those Thanksgiving? And I'm going to touch on something personal that happened to me, and I didn't even know I was going through seasonal depression. And it got to a point in my life, after my parents had all passed away, my siblings had moved on, that I would find myself going to Boston Market on Thanksgiving, getting a half a chicken or half a turkey, what they had, coming home, making sure I had some sweet potatoes with it, eat it, watch the football game, and go to sleep. I did that for at least 3 Thanksgivings in a row. Till someone point out to me, "Are you okay?" And I wasn't okay. And I didn't know at the time, because I wasn't in the field, what that seasonal depression. I was reminiscing on things that I used to do and the loved ones that I spent the time with. So for one, to bring your awareness up of the things that we used to do, sometimes we can't do them no more. Feeling less than, feeling like if your significant other isn't spending the time with you and y'all are having a problem between parenting and you guys just broke up and, he or she's not with you and they're not bringing the kids around, then you have to look at how is my Thanksgiving going to be spent. And when we look at that, we have to say to ourselves, if it's not the way it used to be, what is it now? That's when I say looking at the worldview of what it really is and not what we want it to be. Yeah, now we find ourselves missing our loved ones and missing our exes. Because if we had nobody to replace it, we're reflecting back to how it was last year. What was it a year ago? What was Thanksgiving when I was little? What did it mean to me? And this is going to take you on an emotional roller coaster sometimes. If you're comfortable where you're at, or you're younger and you're going through the flow and you're missing nothing, joyous moment. But for some of us that have gotten a little older, our Thanksgiving in 2023 ain't what it was in 1993. And we have to accept our new reality, right? Don't add drugs and alcohol to this. Already feeling, as the mistletoe comes up, mistletoe, and you want to drink, and you start hearing all those Christmas carols coming around right now. Please, adding drug and alcohol to it is only going to take your depression into a deeper dive. Because then now it becomes relapsing, and then you're feeling away about that. Now you got to come with trying to detox and get back to work. So around these holiday times, try not to get caught up in those alcohol and drugs. And if you do have a substance use issue, address that also with your support group, your sponsor, or another professional. We're going to see that. So now that we've identified what seasonal depression could be and how it could all tie together, what are some suggestions that we could use to combat that? So some suggestions that I found, which I've already discussed with you, is find someone to talk to. Find someone, a good friend, your partner, and express to them how you feel. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at with myself. I'm feeling this way because of this. Not being with your children, missing your parents, missing your ex. Express that to someone. If you don't have a friend you could express that with, again, take that insurance card, look on the back, and call a healthcare provider and discuss with them, I've been feeling the same way over the years, which they might say, you know what, when the holiday times come around, we need to put this in place because we know you kind of get a little, depressive symptoms during that time. Also, try to read a book. Take your mind off of the moment of missing someone. Try to do things different. Go out with friends. Go to someone else's house. Try to get involved. So if the reading and the other socialization isn't working, try to relax and do some meditation. And you can reflect back on some good moments. Try yoga and take your walks. Again, I want to thank you guys for subscribing, following me on my Mental Health Mondays. It's just like I said, this week we're moving into that Thanksgiving and deep into the holiday season. So if you find yourself with a seasonal depression, please use one of my suggestions or the suggestions. Talk to someone, a professional, meditation, yoga, and being in a social network of people that you're very comfortable with, preferably people that love you and that you love, and try to, make this a joyous event. So I want to thanks everyone for following, listening, and hoping everyone enjoys their Thanksgiving coming up. This is Dr. Ulysses Jackson, Mental Health Mondays.